Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. This one is how to clean your EGR or intake system, how to clean it, okay? How to clean it, so this covers for lots of different vehicles, but you know, the ones we clean or cleaned were mainly the Toyotas and mainly the Prados and Hiluxes, 1KDs, that sort of thing. Cleaning is a pretty straightforward thing, but I suppose there's some tips and tricks that may be helpful, so we're just going to let you know, for the people doing it themselves, DIYs, the sort of products we used. And I know some of you already know because we've done it in other videos and other information over the years, but again, there's those new people that refuse to go back and watch all that information that's sitting there waiting for them. However, there's always a bit of new information, or we might do it better this time, so let's see what happens. Okay, generally, let's go through what we do in the 1KDs, or what works best. Now, you got the you know what it looks like, so we've got nothing in the picture at the moment. We're going to bring one of our products into the picture so you've got something to look at while I explain to you, right? You've seen the build-up, you've seen the mess, you've seen the soot cake, you've seen the lava, whatever you want to call it, right? It's disgusting stuff, right? So we don't need to show you that. We're going to focus on clean. So what we'll do first, we'll put some products out. And you can just get these in Australia here, you can get these sorts of cheap, you know, this is just cheap product degreaser. I'm not sure that quality brand degreasers and stuff are any better. So I've only ever used, you know, the $2 stuff. If anyone's got any products they want to provide for me to try out, then I'm happy to try them for a comparison and let everybody know. But beware, I'm going to tell them the truth. So if it's no different, that's what I'm going to say. I suppose you've got nothing to lose if they're not buying it already. But these guys are getting a free plug at the moment. Motortech, that's Repco, isn't it? And the Export One Super Cheap. Same stuff, different can, whatever. Couple of bucks. You get them on special. You know, the degreasers, what do you get? I think they have, what is it, 6 for 10 bucks? Or, you know, sometimes they're a bit over $1. So anyway, under $2 a can. It's cheap anyway. It's basically what, Kero in a can. Anyway, these are the things you want. Generally, a couple of cleaning products. I'm just going to grab a couple of brushes and give you a couple of examples. And these are not necessarily going to be the most ideal, right? You need an empty can of beetroot or baked beans, a spoon. I'm not saying that's the right spoon, but that is a spoon, right? Some brushes like this. This is one of our favorites for the 1KDs, and some other coarse bristle brushes like this. Now, there's some of the ones we use on the 1KD. So let's do 1KD specific first, okay? So let's imagine you're doing an EGR clean. You're going to get that assembly off. The first thing you do is you scrape it out, and that's why, you know, I haven't shown you yet, but you're going to need specialty tools like screwdrivers, and this often, you know, you can scrape with that if you need to scrape a bit harder. But different spoons, if you've got an old set of spoons, you know, spoons can spoon out a lot more as well. So spoons is a really good idea, isn't it? Yeah, someone's going to like that. But yeah, spoons are a good idea. Spoon it out, bang, have a nice sized box there to be working in so it catches all that mess, because it can be, you know, you scrape it and it flicks and it kind of sprays around a bit. It can get quite messy. So spoons, scrape it all out's your first step. Once you've got the majority, I'm talking 99% scraped out, then your next step is to use something, not this. Let's take that out of the picture. Let's take this out of the picture. Let's not be confused. This is the sort of thing. You want like an all-base degreaser, powerful, all-purpose, easy to use. And it kind of like the oily bit that's left, right, that you couldn't scrape it all off, you know, you don't quite, it's the oil, and it sort of soaks into it. It's almost like it soaks in and dissolves that oily bit, right? That's what you use. You know, you spray it on your brushes. You know, you can have it in a container if you want to catch it all. And you can then stop spraying, reuse it in the container, whatever. A couple of bucks, whatever. You can go buy a bottle of whatever degreaser if you like. But this is kind of simple because you can use it. It's got a bit of spray power as well, right? You've got something harsh, you can turn around and use this back part of the brush. Not giving this mob a plug. It hasn't even got a brand on anyway, but they're in Bunnings for about $2, right? Bunnings for your brushes. Hard bristles, right? That's what you want, because you need to scrub like that. You don't want soft. You'll be there forever with a toothbrush. Keep your old toothbrushes. They'll come in handy for the little small areas this can't get into. But this is your scrubbing brush. Get me? Right? Now, if it's an intake system that's about the same width as the 1KD, that's where these come in handy. And again, I'll tell you straight, this is a Decor brush, and I'm not giving Decor a plug because it's pretty well cheap rubbish as well, but hey, guess what? This time they're a winner. They did the job. I think they were about $2.95 in Bunnings until they got rid of them. Quite conniving, because $2.95, perfect, pretty firm. I'd like firmer bristles, but so this one's starting to fall apart. I would like, yeah, a lot of this is time for replacement, I think, but I'd like firmer bristles. The replacement one, it's kind of like, you know, not to be tight or anything, but this is all plastic. It's got like a wooden kind of looking handle. I think they're like $6.95, so they're like 3 times the price. Same thing really, a little bit longer handle, so that'll have to do. It's probably worth the $6. If Decor, if you get a hold of this video, if you can make a brush with some harder bristles than that, but look, this does the job. With the degreaser, what you do, you pour. Okay, so firstly you're going to be using your can of spray still, right? Spraying on there, right, and giving it a good honing out like that, right? That's how to clean it, and that'll, between that and these brushes, that'll dissolve everything, bang, clean. But you'll have a stain on the alloy, and you could be there for hours rubbing with this stuff and it's not going to come off. That's where this goes out of the picture. You rinse it all off and you've still got the staining, and you know what, you can put it back together. You don't have to get the staining off. It's just a dark color stain. It's not going to change how anything flows or any of the movement or any of the components. But if you want it nice and shiny clean how we do it, that's where this product comes in, right? And I do love it, right? Now, so I suppose Kenco, we've got a few brands going on here, Repco, Cell Motor Tech and Kenco, which we get from Bunnings because super cheap's too expensive. Look, even Bunnings will put the price up a lot in the last few years, probably because it's got popular, everyone's all out there buying it, selling Bunnings out of it. So we've got Decor, we've got Beetroot here. What brand of beetroot? Golden Circle, right? I think that might have been, is that made in Australia? We like to buy, you know, oh, made in New Zealand. Close, but you've got to be aware of that, because sometimes it's made in New Zealand, make it sound good, like it's made by our friends in New Zealand, but sometimes those companies are importing the stuff from overseas, so made in New Zealand, or, you know, but it's actually whatever, right? It's good to buy local, right? We just like to buy local, support some local business. Think about everything you buy, if you can buy something Australian made. Okay, that's what I think. So then what you do, you pour a little bit of this gear, right, this one here, into there, you know, just half a tin. And this stuff's amazing, right? If you want to clean something, this is the only components I'm going to say to use it on. And any vacuum lines and electrical components, you want to keep it covered, tape up. I do not use any of these products anywhere near that. I'm very careful to separate that. So whether it's blocking it with your finger, you're wearing the gloves, or taping it up, or putting caps on it, whatever, right? In the tin, and then bang into that, you know, that elbow or whatever it is. Or if you're in around the EGR valve with this brush here, around the EGR valve, that's the go, right? And then you might have your little toothbrush, which we haven't got one, you know what a toothbrush looks like, right? And around near the EGR valve, the part that moves, that sort of thing, and down the bottom part where the exhaust gases come in from the EGR cooler, just tip it upside down, a little bit of this, you know, you just sort of dip your toothbrush in there, in the hole, and bada boom. This is the gear, this is how to clean if you're doing it yourself. That's what we do. Of course you can send things away and get them ultrasonically clean, and it can cost you hundreds of dollars. That's cool, you know, you can do that, but I don't know, it depends, I suppose, how busy you are and whether you want to do that, and do they keep those electrical components and other things, and what are they using? Is it, you know, is it corrosive, you know? So, and that's what I want to say about this. Just make sure you wash it off really well, because it is corrosive. What does it say here? Commercial strength. You know, we've done this before. Alkaline salts, right? You know, there's probably some caution on the back. Australian owned, Australian made, right? You like that? Yeah, I do. So maybe Kenco can get a good plug. Kenco, make sure you keep it Australian made and Australian owned. If you sell it, we're going to look for a different product. I've been using this for decades, guys, and I'm telling you, I remember the cheapest price was about $8, but I think it must have been lower than that. And it sort of went 9, 10. It stayed around 11, 12 for over 10 years. I'm talking probably 15 or 20. And it's just in the last few years it's gone. It's marched up. It went 13, 14. I think we're up to 17.50 now. Okay, so it's double. It's not bad when you say doubled in price in over 20 years, but it's stayed the same for ages, and it's really gone up a lot lately, which is unfortunate. Personally, if that was $12, you know, 5 or 7 years ago, I'll say it's worth 14 or 15 bucks, but 17.50 is pushing. I hope you get your 5% off at Bunnings because you've got an ABN, but who cares, right? That's the stuff. You're not going to use much of it. When you use it to wash your engine, and a lot of, we're going to cover another little question for people that watch this video. There's also people asking, oh, that engine bay is so clean. How many Ks has it done? How old is the car? The reason our engine bays are clean is because we work on clean cars. So I'll put the little bit of information out there again for you now. If you're planning to bring your vehicle to us, please bring it clean. Yeah, clean inside, clean outside, clean underneath, clean under the bonnet. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have a look at the videos and you can have a look how to clean your engine bay. That's what we do. In a pump up bottle, we'll put around about 1/3 of this product here and 2/3 water, preferably with the engine cool, not hot. Spray it on. We don't leave it on there too long, not more than a minute really, in my personal opinion, and pressure wash it off using the usual precautions as described in the how to watch your engine video. This one is how to clean your EGR system, okay? So that covered specifically for the 1KDs, what we do or what we used to do, or a little bit of what we used to do. We try not to do too much EGR intake cleaning. We sort of say we don't do it, we just do one every now and then. So you might get lucky, you can ask the question, but expect the answer to be no, then you won't be disappointed. Okay, we can do your injectors. You need to have the intake clean first, or we can recommend awesome repairers who can do the job and do the intake or EGR clean as well. Okay, same deal for any other vehicle, right? So you've got your manifold off, you know, whether it's a 200 series or you're working on a Mitsubishi, whatever it is, it's the same process, it's the same products. If you're doing your own car, you're just going to need to adapt what brushes. A visit to Bunnings, that back aisle in the cleaning there, is your best place. You go to the automotive shop, you're going to find one of those. There's some different brushes. A lot of them are useless and they fall apart pretty quick. These for $2 are grouse. You know, grab yourself a couple of them, couple of different you can get different shape ones. You've got to get that manifold off and then go, okay, I need something that fits down there. It's a trip to Bunnings, you know. So that's what you do. Bang, in the tin, undiluted, right? That's the stuff you finish off with. Don't get me wrong, it'll do the start of the job as well, but it does it harder. This stuff sort of like mixes it in, waters it down, breaks it down kind of thing, and this stuff gets off the staining. So two different products. And so you're wondering, what's this doing here? We'll see that what that says, throttle body carby cleaner. So when it comes to your throttle body, this is the only product I use, and I suggest you use on it. You spray it on, and that's where you use your toothbrush or whatever, and you know, spray it on, brush it, spray the toothbrush, spray the throttle body, brush it till it's nice and clean. It might take a long time to get all that staining off, so I wouldn't worry too much about the staining, because again, this stuff's the one to get it off, but this isn't throttle body carby cleaner. This is, okay? And then just blow it dry. Make sure everything's clean and dry. Give it a final wipe with a rag, a final blow, whatever you want. Make sure it's Mickey Mouse clean, and make sure you get it back together properly. That is how to clean this stuff, in my opinion. Scrape, degreaser, heavy duty degreaser, these sorts of brushes, bada bing, bada boom. I hope that helps. If you liked it, got something out of it, thumbs up. In the comments, please let me know what you want to see in the next videos and information. As I said, I can't always answer the questions, but I do have a look at them. Sometimes you might get a thumbs up for asking, but moving through, there's only one of me. Guys, subscribe, make sure you got the bell on so you don't miss the next important video. It's coming your way soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.